Okay, so it started. So hi, Bill. First of all, I'm very grateful that you accepted my invitation for having conversations on your books and your Hope No practice that can benefit the millions of people around the world who are seeing us on the YouTube. I'm very grateful. My name is Chirag. I am from India. I'm working as a consultant in engineering firm here, and I have been doing Hope No practice since last 1 year, and I'm very fascinated with this topic because this area has some magic, definitely, and I want to let people know the magics of the Hope No, and that's why I have invited you. So. Bill, before we start anything, I want to follow the Hope No rituals first. So shall we do opening prayer and the at the end closing prayer? Will that work?
If you want to, yeah, if you want, I don't have them in front of me, so I'll
I
let
have.
you do that.
I
Okay.
have. Yeah. Yeah. So let's start with the opening prayer. I am the I. I am the I. I come forth from the void into light. I am the breath that nurtures life. I am that emptiness, that hollowness beyond all consciousness. I, the I, the all. I draw my bow of rainbows across the waters, the continuum of minds with matters. I am the incoming and outgoing of breath, the invisible, untouchable breeze, the undefinable atom of creation. I am the I. Yeah, we can start. So, Bill, can you start with your introductions and how you come to Hope No area?
Yes. Back in 2006 or 2007, my wife and I had gone to a seminar. And during the seminar, the presenter mentioned Ho'oponopono and that it was from Hawaii, a Hawaiian practice. Well, my wife has been to Hawaii many times and loves Hawaii. So the fact that they mentioned Hawaii, we had to check into it. So we did that, and we found a couple classes that were going on. One was in Chicago, which was where my brother-in-law lives. So we thought, well, good, we'll have a place to stay if we go to a class. But then the other one was in Charlotte, North Carolina, which is the opposite direction. But Dr. Hew Len was going to be the instructor. And we thought, well, we have to go to that one because we read the book Zero. We read the book Zero Limits because it had just come out, and that's what really got us hooked. So we went down there, and it was really quite spectacular. We really enjoyed it, and that was 18 years ago, and been practicing it ever since, and it's pretty fantastic.
Very nice. That was the seminar of Joe Vitale and Hew Len, both of it?
No, it was just Hew Len.
Oh.
Apparently he used to come to North Carolina every year, and he would do a class in a church basement for about 20 or 30 people. And after the book came out, after Zero Limits came out, that was the first class that he did after Zero Limits came out. And there were and when we first signed up for it, they were going to have it in a church basement. But then so many people responded that they ended up having over 300 people. They had to get a big hotel conference room. And so when he first came up to talk, he says, I knew this was going to happen after that book came out. And so it was pretty exciting.
Wow, superb. I mean, we are very fortunate, the peoples, and I just forgot in the starting when we do the prayer, but whoever the watching us and for some cleansing purpose, I'm sure. So divinity must clean on them. So to all of our audience, I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me and thank you. Yeah. Okay, Bill. So we also see that you have wrote 3 books on the title is kind of Nudge, or can you pronounce the title? What's your book?
It's called Ho'oponopono, Nudges and Reminders.
Okay.
And then I have book 2 and book 3. What I've done is I started the website Ho'oponopono Bill because I realized that you have to be diligent in your practice of Ho'oponopono.
Yeah.
And it's so easy not to be. And I thought if I could, that's why Ho'oponopono Bill is every once in a while I post something. It's a nudge or a reminder to keep doing Ho'oponopono. So what I did after I made a lot of posts on my Instagram, I took those posts and I put them in a book. And
Wow.
then after I did a bunch more posts, I put those in another book. And
Wow.
after I did a bunch more posts, I put them in another book. So the book was already written just because I did all those posts. So that made it nice.
I now get to know why you accepted my invitation, because I had similar frequency. So I just started writing up Instagram reels for my Hope No learnings, and attaching the Indian context. Later we will discuss what it is. And I also have planned to, when like my post will go so much of views or likes and bunch of it, I will translate to the books. So yeah. And
Well, yeah, it was quite nice because I hadn't thought about a book until after I wrote a bunch of them. I got to thinking, well, I don't have a lot of followers. How else can I put this out there? So
yeah,
then through Amazon, they have the Kindle direct publishing, which it doesn't cost me anything to do a book. So
yeah,
I just did it all through Kindle, and it's been fun. I can't say that I'm a bestseller,
yeah,
but I'm getting attention, and Joe Vitale likes my books, which
yeah.
made me feel good. And then there was a woman from the movie, the Zero Limits movie, called her name's Donatella Rybeck. She was in
Okay.
the movie. Well, she started following me, and she's a best-selling author. So I asked about her book, and she said, "Well, why don't you buy my book and I'll buy your book, and we'll do reviews on Amazon for each other." And I said, "Oh, that's great." So then she started following me, and we did reviews. I reviewed her book, and she reviewed my book. So it's like just little increments of growth and stuff here. So it's kind of exciting.
I definitely, and I let definitely know about the people who are outside of America, especially in India. If it is not physically available, people can go out to the link Kindle and read your book.
Yeah, I think in India you can only do the Kindle version.
Yeah.
I don't believe you can buy the books because I've had a couple people want me to send them the books, but shipping to India is very, very, very expensive.
I wish our podcast will hit the millions of views, and I wanted to make a series with you with a lot more discussions in the future, and soon your books, the hard copies, will be available in India. I wish.
Yeah, I wish they would. I wish they were too, but uh, not yet. I so
Yeah. Bill, so I have a couple of questions. I know I need a cleaning for it. I must do cleaning go 24/7. But still, some of the questions are unanswered in my 1 year of Hope No journey, and one of my group of friends who also do the same cleaning. So when we chant the four mantras or two phrase, I love you, I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you. Do we have to use our muscles like tongue or like throat need to be active, or we have to just read it in the mind?
I do most of it in my mind.
Okay.
Most of it I don't say out loud. It should, and it doesn't matter if you say them all. You could just say thank you. I mean, there might be times in your life that all you have to do is say thank you, and that's part of the cleaning. So uh, it's it's um, it's something I especially like if I have to go somewhere in my car, I'll I'll say them, and sometimes I hum the verses because I know that stimulates the vagus nerve and helps, which is good for you. So I'll just as I'm driving, I'll be going
Okay.
and I'm saying it in my mind, but I'm humming it from for the stimulation of my vagus nerve. So I kind of mix a bunch of things with it, but it's the four phrases are the number one thing that I do.
And it is also individuals' inspirations. They can use 4 phrase, 2 phrase, or just 1 phrase.
Yeah, and it doesn't matter what order you say them in. I know as Dr. Hew Len talked about when he worked in the prison, sometimes he would just sit there and say, "I love you, thank you. I love you, thank you." And sometimes he would just say, "I'm sorry, please forgive me." I mean, he might not use all 4 phrases, but he used those 4 phrases. So I thought that was really interesting. And another thing that was interesting to me too was the class was all day Saturday and all day Sunday. But before lunch on Saturday, the first day, he said, he taught us the 4 phrases. He said, "I've already told you everything you need to know." He says, "But you paid for the whole weekend, so I'll keep talking." You know, I mean, he had a good sense of humor.
Yeah.
But when you read about him and when he talks about working at the prison, he used the 4 phrases. He doesn't talk about the tools. He doesn't talk about the prayers. I mean, he may have used them, but that's not what he talks about. So, and me being basically a lazy person, that's easy. I can do the 4 phrases, and it's simple and it works. I mean, it's not that I don't believe in the tools, but the tools are basically the 4 phrases and a tool. And the same with the prayers. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do the 12-step program. I like simplicity. And the fact that we can say, "I love you, I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you." And you really don't have to attach why you're saying it to it, because divinity knows everything that's going on in your head.
Correct.
So, I mean, you could explain, but divinity already knows. So, and plus divinity knows there's other things that need clean too. So I just trust divinity, and I say the 4 phrases, and there's some pretty interesting and miraculous results. And sometimes it's quickly, and it doesn't always just come through me. It's sometimes as I do the cleaning about something, somebody all of a sudden show up in my life, a friend or somebody I don't even know, and they're what I needed for the cleaning. So I mean, or a book or anything. I mean, it's it doesn't all just happen in my head. There's things presented to me in my life that if I realize what's going on, I can take advantage of, and that's the result that divinity was leading me toward. So it takes a little while to really get into identifying that, but you get pretty good at it after a while.
Yeah. So I also would like to touch upon it. 12-step. I have done SITH, one of the program on the business hope no, and it's I don't know. Again, it's a memory related to my past programs or what. But when I see a 12-step, my subconscious says that if I'm in more pain or like pain is not removing, Chirag, you do the 12-step process. That's the only solutions. But what I hear from you is it again depends on what your intuition says. If you change your belief and you must believe that 4 phrases also do equal amount of work, I think then it works. Not anything.
Well, and my wife loved the tools, and she loved all the other stuff, which was great. She likes getting into all that. Or she passed away about 4 years ago. But we were going to do classes together, teach some Ho'oponopono together. But We obviously didn't get to do that, but she liked all that stuff. So, that's another great thing about the whole program of Ho'oponopono is it has all kinds of things. What are you comfortable with? If the 12-step program is comfortable for you, embrace it. If the Ha breathing is good for you, do that. The prayers work for you, do that. What works for me, and I like, again, because I really like the simplicity of it, are the 4 phrases. And really, that's when you think of Ho'oponopono, that's the first thing you think of is the 4 phrases. I love you, I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you. And it's like I say, I do it all the time. It's fascinating.
When you say the Ha breathing, so what I found on Ha breathing is, you correct me if I'm wrong, in today's world, people are scrolling Instagram so much. We do a multitasking. Our day-to-day jobs gets getting tough and tough day by day, because we are being given so much of tasks. So our minds are very cluttered actually, and it needs to be decluttered. And what I found is, when we do Ha breathing, it just declutter the thoughts and we get some focus. So
I agree with that 100%. And when I did a small introductory class at my house, I do the Ha breathing. One of the differences I do with the Ha breathing is they have you. There's a couple of different ones I've heard, is count to 7 or count to 9. Instead of counting, I do the 4 phrases on each side.
Got it.
And just because I really love those 4 phrases,
Yes.
and it takes up the same amount of time, but I'm saying the phrases while I'm doing the Ha breathing. And I really I suggest that when I tell them, but they can do whatever they want when whatever you're comfortable with, and opens you to divine intervention. That's wonderful.
Yeah, that's true. Very nice. So when we say about 100% responsibility, I know, based on my nature, or maybe I have done so much of cleaning now, I get used to about 100% responsibility. And I have seen Hew Len's a few seminars also. When he was saying 100% responsible, people were still asking questions, do I have to do something or not? But when I started cleaning 4 phrases and I understand the 100% responsibility, I was not giving blame to someone else, but I was saying that this is my memories, my programs are running, so I must need clean. And eventually what started happening, I started doing more work on by myself, and something has happened, that pains and the hurting memories started venting out. So but not all the people understand what is mean by 100% responsibility. They say, I haven't done anything. So for those people, what you would like to say?
I would say that when you're accepting 100% responsibility, you're accepting 100% responsibility for the way you're thinking. And because nobody else is thinking for you, you're thinking.
Yeah.
So I'm going to give a short example here. When a few months after my wife died, my father died.
Oh.
And I have 3 brothers and a sister, and we all agreed on he was going to be cremated, and what we were going to do with the ashes and everything. And I had a sister-in-law that said, "No, you're not doing that. Yeah, here's what you're going to do." And it was, so I cleaned on that because I wanted to confront her, but I didn't. I'm the oldest of the children, so I didn't. We just all talked, and her husband, my brother, took her side, but there were 4 others of us, and here's what we all decided what to do, and we went ahead and did it and without holding grudges against my mother, my sister-in-law, we just went ahead and did what we decided to do and moved on, and everything went real peacefully. Now, that's not to say that I invite her over for dinner, but because to me, she's revealed herself to me. And there's, I'm 76 years old. At this point in my life, I want loving, caring people in my life. And she's not one of them. Yeah, and no offense to her, and I don't hate her, but I just don't want to be around her. You know.
So that is
So-
100% responsibility.
So the 100% responsibility is you're 100% responsible for the way you think about everything.
Yeah.
So that's what we're cleaning. We're cleaning our memories, replaying. So it's not that you're at fault. It's not that they're at fault. Matter of fact, I think my last post had something to do with that, about you're not wrong and they're not wrong. I don't remember exactly what I said, but I think my last post said that. Well, no, it was 3 posts ago. It says the problem is not the other person, the problem is not you. You know, and I went on to say, Dr. Hew Len said that the problem is the memory replaying, which shapes everything. So we clean. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. So another thing that was interesting about the class was after he taught you that, then after lunch, everybody that had a question, his answer was, you need to clean on that. and people still weren't comprehending what cleaning meant, you know, so which prompted more questions. So I was really fortunate. Before lunch, when I had it, I understood what was going on. So really the rest of the weekend was almost boring to me, because listening to people ask questions that I already had answered in my head, I was already there, but they weren't. So it's like being in the class where they're teaching you something and I already know this, and you don't feel like paying attention anymore, you know. So, but I was fortunate. I grasped it right away, you know. But as we got more into the class and more into the prayers and more into the tools, the more my wife enjoyed it, because she really liked all that other stuff. I didn't. I was happy with the 4 phrases, and it was like, wow, this is nice. You know.
So some of my friends also like they use the pencil tool, the rubber hand. So I have the pencil, but I rarely used it because I think I still not get inspired. So yeah, it's a choice.
Well, I actually do the blue solar water. I have a blue bottle sitting right here, and I just poured myself a glass before you came on. So, but that was one of the first things he told us about. And so as soon as I got home, I ordered some blue bottles, and just because I have them, I keep doing it. You know, it's like, what else am I going to do with the blue bottles? You know, so, but every time I pour a glass, I'm in my mind, I'm going, I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. So I'm doing it. And so that may be the idea of the tools. The tools may just be like a nudge and a reminder, you know.
Yeah. And
which is fine.
Your book's title, Nudge, I think it get like, I got very attracted it because you cannot force someone to learn or to get healed. You also cannot ideal being like not responsible or not, but you just nudge, like slowly poke. Hey, this is something. Do you want to do?
Exactly. Because if they, you can't even. I don't even hardly bring up Ho'oponopono to anybody, because they think you're in a cult or something. You know, I mean, seriously, it's people that are real religious and everything. And I said, it's not a religion. It's not a cult. It's actually, it's a tool. It's a problem solving technique that you can use with, I mean, if I talk to a Muslim, if I talk to a Christian, they believe in divine guidance.
Correct.
And that's the whole idea of this. The Ho'oponopono wants to clean so the divine inspiration can come through you. Whatever you call the divine, if you call the divine God, if you call it Allah, if you call it Jehovah, whatever you call God, you believe in divine guidance.
Yeah.
And I think that's also one of the really interesting things that Morna Simeona did with Ho'oponopono is she used the word divine instead of God, all the different terms for God, because everybody understands divine. But if I say, well, it gives you God inspiration, or it gives you Jehovah inspiration, or Allah inspiration, then you're gonna say, well, that's not for me. But divine, it transcends all the different faiths and religions, because most of them believe in a higher power.
I see.
So that's one of my favorite things about Ho'oponopono is that using the new, it's like a neutral term for God.
Yeah.
Divine.
Yeah. So that's why they say peace of I should be the new religion. So people won't fight.
It's tough when you see some of the stuff going on in the world and you're thinking you're clean on it. I mean, I actually had to quit watching the news for a while just to relax, because if I watch different stations, it was the different ways of reporting the same thing. And it's like, I don't even know what to believe anymore. So it's, I just, and you know what, if I watch the news or don't watch the news, the only difference it makes in my life is whether I'm more miserable or not,
Okay, Bill, so I think I have two more questions for this podcast, and then we should move towards some wind up. So one question is cleaning gives us detachment, or cleaning is the new beginning? What's your thought?
Say that again, is cleaning what?
Is cleaning give us detachment? Suppose with some person or some office or colleagues, or let's say some pain in health wise or anything, any XYZ pain, if we do the cleaning, so will cleaning will remove that pain along with the events, or will cleaning give us the new beginning in any area?
I think it kind of does both. It's when my wife was in the hospital, I mean, you're trying to clean on your feelings, but you find yourself kind of trying to direct divinity to say, I'm trying to heal her,
Yeah.
so I mean, and that's not my position to direct divinity. I can ask divinity to clean, but I don't know what the cleaning means. And it's tough because after 2.5 months, she went in for the operation and she died on the operating table. So I can't, you can't direct it. And what feels like the worst possible thing in the world, like having my wife die, it takes a while to process that and get through it. But now that's 4 years ago. And one of the things that she wanted was, she loved Hawaii. I think I don't know if I told you that. Oh yeah, I did at the beginning. But anyhow, she wanted her ashes scattered in Hawaii, so, out in the ocean off of the beach. So I have a son and a daughter-in-law and a granddaughter. So they went with me, and we took her ashes over there to scatter them. Well, what resulted from that is we stayed a week and they enjoyed Hawaii. And when we came back, my daughter-in-law said that was the best vacation I've ever had in my life. And so consequently, since then, every year we go on a vacation together.
Wow.
and we have a spectacular time. And it's like, this is not how I had, years ago when I planned my retirement. I didn't think it was going to be this way. I didn't think it would be without my wife, and I didn't think it would be going on vacations with my son and his family. But it's a lot of fun. I'm really enjoying it. So I sometimes when I say the prayers, especially at the beginning, I was directing them toward specific things. Now, if somebody, like if you came in my life and I was a little irritated with you,
Correct.
I would be saying those things in my head, and maybe we get along, maybe we wouldn't, but I would be saying them without trying to direct it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So divinity give you some thoughts, and you didn't know whether it was a memory or inspiration, but you just try and check.
If you're not sure, keep cleaning. Just keep cleaning.
Absolutely.
Another interesting thing that on the second day of the class, Dr. Hew Len said, somebody asked me how divinity does all this. So somebody said, well, how does divinity do this? And he says, I have no idea. He said, my job is to clean. I let divinity do its job. He says, I don't know what the results are going to be or where it's going to go, but he says, I'm seldom disappointed. So
what I excuse me. So
Yes.
what I get from you is essence, like let everybody know who is watching our podcast is you clean for your wife's pain. She was like in the pain. You had some intention that it should be clean, but like after she passed away, now the good thing is that you and your family every year get together, go on the vacations. Like who thought it?
Yeah, and I do believe, and this is just from my religious faith, I believe that when you die, you return to your creator.
Yeah.
Now whether that's universal or not, I don't know. But if that's true, that may be one of the greatest things that ever happens to you. Now, having said that, being back here, the person that lost somebody that died, I don't feel the same way. It didn't feel like the greatest thing that ever happened to me.
Yeah.
But by getting through it, and it's there's a healing. There's absolutely a healing, and I think Ho'oponopono really helped me a lot getting through it. And once I quit directing it, I just kept saying it, and divinity knows what needs to be happening in my life. So I mean, I remember a few days after she passed, I'm walking by the closet and I see all her clothes and shoes and stuff like that, and I was like, what am I supposed to do with that? And so I just thought, well, I'll just clean on it.
Yeah.
Well, a couple hours later, I get a call from, and I told Shilpi this on her project. I get a call from my cousin. They came over, and I mentioned that to them, and she said my cousin worked with a women's prison ministry.
Oh.
So she took all the clothes for the women that were released from prison, so they had clothes to go on job interviews with. It was like the morning I thought of it, I cleaned on it. The afternoon, all the clothes and shoes were gone. And all you can just do is sit back and go, wow. Now, does it always happen that fast? No. Because when I watched the news, I would do cleaning because I felt so bad about some things that were going on. But when you turn it back on, there's still bad things going on. So I don't know. I'm sure there's the more of us that clean, I think there's some collateral benefits to it. It's just that, we want to see them right away. You know,
Exactly. Because as per this basic principle, we are all work on the shared memories. And when I clean M1 memory, so that all M1 like wiped out from all the people. So it's like um very like we are doing good things and we are proud of it about it. Damn sure.
yes.
So one last question, Bill. This is for like office people who go regular to office and they connect with a lot of energies around them, and especially the people who are leading the teams, who are managers in their department. The lot of subordinates, juniors work under them. So in Hinduism we say karma, and in Hope No we say memories or programs. So our team members also have their own karmas and their own energies, and they work according to them. And we are responsible for the teamwork. So how do we clean every day? For I mean, I know we have to clean for ourselves, but like we just have to make sure that everybody is clean, and that the work output should be like cleaned and 100% perfect.
Well, you're not actually. I would say that you're not actually cleaning anybody else.
Okay.
Yeah, you clean. We're going to go back to you're cleaning on your thoughts, your memories. If I think something about somebody, I have to clean on that memory. I
Mm.
went to a funeral yesterday, and there were certain people that I met that as soon as I walked away, I had to clean on them just from the feeling I had from them. Um, and you can clean on good feelings too, but um, just some of the things that were said or anything like that, it just was like I could feel memories in my head coming up, and I had to clean on them. But I do that silently. I don't do it out loud, and they don't know what I'm doing. But
Mhm.
I'm doing it for my own peace, and I'm hoping that peace permeates throughout. Um, as far as work experiences, and because I was still working when I first took Ho'oponopono, and I really had to do a lot of cleaning from on my boss because uh, uh, we had our differences, but I got through it. I made it to the end, and that was the whole idea. I made it to retirement, and I don't know what Divine's plan was for him, or anything like that, but I'm where I need to be. So, and that's what we are responsible for ourselves and our thoughts.
Wow.
A
Any
hundred
any any
percent.
your 18 years of journey of Hope No, any like remember any good magic do you have in memory? And you think because of Hope No this magic has come to my life, um, any area of life or anything like.
Well, I would say the main thing that I get out of it is as I'm I think Ho'oponopono is you're inviting, you're making an opening, you're allowing divinity to come into your life and inspire you, as opposed to memories replaying. Um, there's I don't have a lot of any real big things that I could say, but just small things happen that are just that are interesting to me. I have a friend that when he saw that I wrote a book, he thought, well, I'm going to write a book too, and he did, and it came out really nice. And he stopped by the house and gave me a copy, and I was going to give him a copy of my book, but when he left, I had forgotten to give him a copy of my book. So as he's driving out, I picked up my books and I ran outside. Well, he was already driving down the street, but I saw that when he came to the stop sign, he turned the wrong way. He turned down a dead end street. So I thought, well, he has to come back out of there. So I just stood over by the stop sign and waited for him to come, and I gave him the books, but was that part of divine intervention or inspiration? Because why would he turn the wrong way? He just came here, so I mean that's a silly little thing, but there's a lot of silly little things that just work out for me, that I find particularly enjoyable,
Super. Super.
So,
I wish your books will hit the millions of people.
so
I also would like to tell our audience one of the message from your book only, and the message like hit me on the part one book. You had written that moving on in anger is not really moving on. Hope no can help you to move on in love and with the blessing of those you were angered with. Superb.
and that it's interesting because I'll see something that I want to use for a quote, and then I don't think ahead. I just sit down and I start writing. And I was looking through some of the stuff in my books before you came on. And it was like, wow, how did I think of that? So it's like it feels pretty good. But I have to give divine guidance some credit here, because it just makes me feel. I think some of this stuff has come out really good, and I'm fascinated at some of the things I'm able to say.
So yeah,
go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead.
I wanted to ask. I just saw on the side of the screen it says Don Vani.
Yeah. So okay. So you can consider that like small startup kind of company name, which may create a bigger brand in future if divine will have a choice that I should lead that brand. Dhan means the money, abundance in India, and Vani means speech. So my thought is when we do cleansing practice or anything like that, and we are like pure aligned with the divine, there is no doubt that divine will bless us with the abundance. So money is, people have started considering attached with the greed with it, or like not good things, because people quarrel for money and all in worldwide. But the real abundance comes when I feel we are like on zero states, and there is infinite amount of abundance. Not just money is just one tool, but in all area like love, relationships, um, happiness, joy, success, and there is abundance and abundance. So we have in Indian spirituality, we have a concept of Swargalok. Swarg means heaven, and in heaven there is only joy and happiness, nothing else. So I want to, with the DV talks, Dhanvani talks, my intention is people get more and more benefit. They get more clean. They walk on the right path, and I give them guidance on, like Tony Robbins say, the 7 pillars about like starting from physical health to the spirituality. There are 7 pillars, pyramids, and I just want to touch upon those pyramids, and let's see how divine inspires me.
Yes, well, I that's good. And I have to say that my wife was the one that really was good at managing money. I mean, she was really good at it, and because of that, I have a comfortable retirement, and I'm able to do these trips with my son and his family. But if I had been left to my own accord in managing money, I probably wouldn't be in this situation. So I feel blessed that I was guided to this woman, and spent 33 years with her, and but sometimes it's retrospect that really brings out the appreciation and for what you had. You know, it's like you might not know it at the time, but as I look back over my life, it's like I couldn't have done this without her.
Wow.
So I mean, it brings up a new appreciation that you don't necessarily have at the moment, but in retrospect, you're going, "Wow, what I was so fortunate that somebody like that loved me."
Yeah, even I have so much of dream about conducting a finance classes and all. I had conducted some of the things. I started putting reels on it, but then later I found everybody's doing it, and I found that whoever will even stock market investing, let's say talk about. But I feel that if people will do stock market investing, but before that, if he or she would have cleaned on it, and I think that will create miraculous. They
I,
must.
yeah, I think cleaning is key. If you're cleaning specifically to get wealthy, I don't know if that works. You know, I think you clean and it's hard. I can imagine being in a desperate, just in a desperate situation and finding it hard to clean the way you were taught. When my wife was in the hospital and what she was going through, I was trying to focus my cleaning and directing divinity to here, get in there and fix this, you know.
Yeah.
And what I was doing that a lot, even though I knew Ho'oponopono and I knew that I needed to clean up my own thoughts.
Mm.
The pressure of the situation influences you sometimes. And in retrospect, I could see where I wasn't cleaning the way I was taught. I was trying to force the issue on a specific item, you
Yeah.
know, and just because I was so in love with this woman. So
Okay.
that was so I can understand if you're in dire poverty or in desperate needs of some sort, how hard it would be to focus on the positive.
Yeah.
I even had in my first book I wrote, actually one of the posts that I did, I had it was a positive, uplifting post, and I got torn apart by a woman from the Netherlands. She was really upset with that. She says, "Not everybody lives like that." You know, it's like, I know, but I'm not trying. I'm not. I mean, she wrote a long, really. She was really, really upset with me, and I felt so bad. But all I could do is say, it's. You know, I know how hard it would be to do that. I don't know how hard it would be to do that mindset because other than going through that with my wife, I haven't had a horrible life, you know. So, and there's a lot of people that have. So
Yeah.
and she was obviously one of them, but and I'm not trained in how to deal with it. All I can say is if you do the Ho'oponopono, listen for the divine and see what kind of guidance you get, because
So whoever are those kind of people are seeing this video, I would only say, like we just spoke about it, be 100% responsible for your life.
yeah,
That's it.
you're responsible for your memories replaying.
Yeah.
That's the 100% responsible. When my sister-in-law did what she did, I had thoughts about that, but I cleaned on it and we got through it very comfortably. You know, she didn't give up, but she didn't take over the control of anything like she wanted to.
Absolutely.
So.
So with the towards the end, so I would also like to, when we say abundance and money. So India was called as a golden sparrow in ancient time. So they were saying that India had a lot of money, abundance, and everything. Like people were so rich in India, but over the period of time, many kingdoms ruled on India, and then we like get hit the bottom zero, and then now again India is rising economy. People are doing good. So that's what my thought. And we have so much rich of like spiritual scriptures, Vedas, and all. And what I found is we have so much of faith and believe in gods. We go to temples, we pray to God, and people do forgiveness. People ask for forgiveness. I also connect the hope no with the forgiveness. But why I like the hope no so much is hope. There are two things. One is a self worth, loving the self worth. So is like uniqueness in Indian scripture also. It is there. I can tell you one example. You can Google it. We have a Lord Hanuman. We say Bhagwan to the Lord. So he showed around the world people. He just cut his chest like this, and he showed the picture of his God, who Ram and Sita, Shri Ram and Sita. I can send you that picture, and it is in our scripture. So what it means that God resides in us. It is here only, and we have to love our God, and we have to be responsible for our God. But the real meanings are people are not decoding it, what it really means. And hope no, I think that is actually it is just love yourself, be responsible, and the pain will be gone. And
I, I,
that's why I want to connect all these things, because when in India I will explain anybody to hope no, they'll say, oh, that's other countries, you just focus on our scriptures, but it is there, you just have to decode it. So that's what my try is. And I'm very grateful you came into my life, you meet me, and I'll learn so much of things, Bill. Thank you so much.
well, I appreciate being reached out to. When you were talking about India, if the book, I think I recommended a book to you by Donatella. She's the one that reached out to me from the movie. Um, she spent 5 or 6 years in India, and a lot of the book is about that. I think you would rather enjoy it. So,
Oh,
all right. Well, thank you so much. This was enjoyable, and I can't believe how easy it was to do because I'm not real good with technology.
okay, last night I just setting up that Zoom recording, Google Meet recording and all. And thank you so much that I appreciate your efforts to learn the technology. So millions of people will get benefit on it. And we will wind up with the closing prayer, and then I will just end the call.
Okay.
Yeah. So closing prayer, the peace of I, peace be with you, all my peace, the peace that is I, the peace that is I am, the peace for always, now and forever and evermore. My peace I give to you, my peace I live with you. Not the world's peace, but only my peace, the peace of I. Thank you, Bill.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye bye.
Thank you. Bye.